Good evening. Live from New York, the CC Radio Network is proud to bring you tonight's show, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc, where we talk about religion like you've never heard before. There's no evangelists here, just talk about religion with a twist. So let's get started and have some fun. Welcome our hosts for tonight, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc.
That's a lot of dishes.
No problem. I'll use a lot of detergent.
Dish issues get Cascade Platinum. One food better than 6 packs of the combined. Cascade.
Whoops, I wasn't even on, with its dark reflections, and we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Yeah, usually we have somebody else doing dark reflection, but due to technical difficulties...
I think it's contract negotiations.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think they're being paid exactly what we're being paid, and they're very upset.
Well, let's see what a good threat does to them.
Well, I certainly hope that you people are hearing us. It is Friday. It is the one day after the...
Here's what a little arm twister does.
There is no hell. There is only this world.
Stealing my thunder.
Dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
All right. Now that's how a professional does it. Who's a professional?
Don't look at me. In any event, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday...
Here was Donald Trump on the abortion issue when he appeared on Meet the Press with Tim Russert back in '99. Let's watch.
Well, look, I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion. I hate it. I hate everything it stands for. I cringe when I listen to people debating the subject. But I just believe in choice. But I am strongly for choice, and yet I hate the concept of abortion.
But you would not ban it?
No.
Strongly for choice, and here's the new deal.
Partial birth abortion, the eliminating of abortion in the third trimester. Big issue in Washington. Would President Trump ban partial birth abortion?
Well, look, I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion. I hate it. I hate everything it stands for. I cringe when I listen to people debating the subject. But I just believe in choice. And again, it may be a little bit of a New York background because there is some different attitude in different parts of the country. And, I was raised in New York and grew up and work and everything else in New York City. But I am strongly for choice, and yet I hate the concept of abortion.
But you would not ban it?
No.
Or ban partial birth abortion?
No, I am pro-choice in every respect.
You mentioned recently that you're a Christian, that you go to church. How important is your faith to Donald Trump?
Very important. I'm a Protestant. I'm a Presbyterian. Very important. I'm a believer. I'm also, busy and probably busier than I should be. But I am a Christian. I'm Protestant. I'm Presbyterian.
Pro-life?
I'm pro-life.
Gay marriage, where do you stand?
I'm against gay marriage. Mm-hmm. And, not easy to do in New York, but I'm against. And I have changed views on different things over the years.
Like?
Well, like pro-life. I was always torn by it. I'm very much, to take the other extreme, very much in favor of the death penalty, especially for terrorists and especially for people that, you know, killers that you see so many with the girls that are being killed, and then they
that you go to church. How important is...
All right, so
What kind of editing are we doing on this show?
I have no idea. The editor walked out on us.
My God. I mean, you know, we're going to get bad reviews. We're going to get the kind of reviews that
Donald Trump got. No.
He got good reviews.
Yeah, he did. But why am I not broadcasting? Oh, I was going to say, why am I not broadcasting? Because I was turned off. You turned me off.
I try to turn you off. The last thing I want to do is turn you on.
I don't blame you. You would never handle me.
Yeah, too much man for me, Rev. What could I tell you? But remember, this is
450 pounds. You better.
This is a religious show, so you watch yourself now.
Okay.
Treading on thin ice.
No, I couldn't never do that. I'd go right through it.
But yesterday, the Donald was rather mellow. In fact, if you notice, they didn't even go after him with the first question. Okay, it wasn't until 3 or 4 questions in and they finally got around to Donald. And I'm glad because, you know, they always seem to go to him for a first opinion. And everybody always likes to wait and see what he's going to say before they open their mouths and say anything.
Also, they usually ask some controversial questions.
Well, that's part of, you know, that's the journalist's job. It's not just to ask the simple, you know, hey, when Sarah Palin, when she was doing interviews, she wanted to give the interviewer a list of acceptable questions that she knew she could answer. I mean, that's not my idea of an interview. You got to be able to handle the tough questions too. And none of them really shirked from any of the tough questions.
No, everybody answered the questions. I mean, times when they were booed, the times when they clapped, but people clapped for them, they cheered for them, but they all answered, and they were good answers most of the time. Big thing was when Cruz said about New York's way of life.
New York values, yes.
New York values.
Well, that, you know, and I'm glad to see that Donald Trump did not start to rail against him or call him names. He was pretty cool and collected about the whole thing because if the one thing you got to say, Donald Trump is a very proud New Yorker. Proud of the history of New York. Proud to tell people that he was born in Jamaica, Queens. He didn't always live in Manhattan. You know, his father started out by owning a bunch of buildings, and that's how he started his rise in real estate. And then Donald, for the most part, did a lot of stuff on his own, with you know, backing from his father. Granted.
Well, his father would not do anything in Manhattan. He was a suburbs builder.
Right, and Donald let it be known that he wanted to improve and build in Manhattan. His father stuck to Queens and Brooklyn.
And his father didn't agree with him, didn't like the idea of doing it. But Donald went on his own and did it, actually. The first building he built was on his own without his father.
And he was also instrumental, although he had no part in the actual construction. But in the Javits Center, the convention center, he brought together subcontractors and people from the state, the city, you know, together to, you know, and he made a nice, like finder's fee, I think you would call it, you know, by bringing the people together, you know. And he has invested fairly wisely. Look, I mean, he had a couple of bankruptcies.
He never had any bankruptcies. Some of the businesses that he owned.
Well, I mean, the casino in Jersey.
Yeah, those are the businesses that he owned.
It
wasn't him personally.
No, you're right. Because he's mainly a builder. Okay? That's what he does. And if you ask him, that's what he'll tell you. I'm a builder.
I'm a negotiator. He negotiates. Art of the Deal, his book.
That's right, The Art of the Deal. His second most popular book, next to what?
I don't know.
Oh, how quickly we forget. In the second debate, he came out holding the Bible, remember? And he said, here it is, my favorite book.
No, I thought you meant that he wrote.
Oh, no. He was trying to allude to the fact that that was his second most popular book because the Bible stands alone, okay?
Well, you just heard him say right there when he was being interviewed that he's a religious Protestant.
I get the feeling Donald Trump doesn't see the inside of a church unless it's Easter or Christmas. But he's been a very busy man, so by the same token, I don't remember when the last time was I saw the inside of a synagogue. Okay, so, I mean, that's, what can I tell you? And as a kid, I used to go all the time.
Just remember, wherever you are, you can pray. Yeah.
Let's do it. In fact, right. If the Rev can find it, we have the perfect song for our listening audience right now. Talk about a great segue.
Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
now,
listen up.
This is in Mildred, right?
Anytime, anywhere, I can pray, and Jehovah will hear what I say. When each morning I wake, I remember to take just a moment to thank Him for this day, for the wonders I find on the way. In my mind, in my heart, I can pray, even when there's a crowd and I can't pray out loud. Still, Jehovah will hear me anyway. Anytime, anywhere, I can pray, and Jehovah will hear what I say. In the night, He will hear when I call. He is near. Anytime, anywhere, I can pray.
So, see, Mark, it doesn't matter if you haven't been to a synagogue
That's
or if Trump hasn't been to a church.
I remember my grandma. Consider, which is his prayer book.
Well, these days, a lot of places you can't get a minion together. Well, maybe in New York, but go out outside New York and stuff.
Well, no, you're right.
That's what I mean.
You know, and I know you probably haven't heard me. I do apologize, but I had my phone turned off, my mic turned off. In New York, you could probably get a minion together in the morning because sometimes the men, before they go to work, if they are in mourning for the 11 months, they have to say Kaddish. And usually you get more than 10 men together and they have some prayers. Okay. Speaking of saying Kaddish and losing people, we remember last week we were talking and we dedicated a good part of the show to David Bowie. Alan Rickman passed away. Alan Rickman was a character actor, an English character actor who was very popular in the Harry Potter movies. Okay. And I also heard that the guy who played Grizzly Adams, Dan Haggerty, passed away. He was in his 70s. He was about mid-70s.
Yeah, I didn't hear about
also
that.
Cancer. So cancer claimed both of them. You know, and it just so happens that my son happened to remark just last week or the beginning of this week